I just heard the ancestors. The ancestors say this. They be like, don't. Uh, no, no, no. Do not crash bridle before time. Before time. Y'all, I keep telling y'all, bro. This Jesus, the Jesus videos. I was listening to it and it said, um, y'all always do that. That's why I ain't glad I'm alone, but being alone for so long, I can hear the astro, basically saying that stuff. And it saddens me a little bit. Because, these are relationships God is putting together, you know? These relationships God putting together, and y'all ain't giving it chances or nothing. And then you know it's working out. And then you get all the way up to the door and be tested by the devil and lose. And lose the battle. I'm like, how you gonna go through all that? How you gonna go through all that? I'm trying to get this shirt off, y'all. How you gonna go through all that? These mosquitoes out here ain't playing. How you gonna go through all that and get tested by the devil and lose? That's your perfect time to say no to the devil. You know what? When you say no to the devil at the right time, you get a source of energy. You get a new energy. It ain't like when you say no to the devil when you was ready to say no to the devil. When you say no to the devil when you're not ready to say no to the devil, you power up. Feel like you power up or something. And you get to keep that right there. You keep that energy. Yeah, but the devil, you remember what I always tell y'all? Satan comes around at its appointed time. Satan comes around. Satan gonna come around regardless. Even when you ready, even when you right, even when you done got married, Satan probably gonna come around. Might not be as often, but Satan gotta make his routes. People don't listen to that part in I think it's a Job where he say, God asked all the kids that Satan was there too, standing in the back. And God said, Satan, what you been doing on earth? Oh, going to and fro. That's what he do. He go to and fro. He go to and fro. He go, and that's his job. Listen to how it sound when he read it, y'all. That's his, oh, go to and fro. Yeah, he going to and fro too. And y'all be like, to devour, steal, kill, and destroy. The conquer, didn't it? No, actually, that's his job. I mean, that's true. That's exactly right. But that's his job. That's what he's supposed to do. Satan's job is to go out here, to come out here, and find out who truly love God and who is truly real with God. Satan's job is to test you with all Satan got to test you with. Peterbilt. Y'all hear? Pipe smoke. Satan's job is to test you. Satan's job is to test you with all it got, whatever your greatest temptation is. Satan's job is to test you. I just heard Natalie's name. Anyway, Satan's job is to test you though. Cause I know the feeling. I mean, like 2 years ago, it was happening to me a lot, bro. It was like women were supposed to come to me, and they was right there on the verge of getting to me. They was right there at the door to open up the door to get to me and fail the test. God shut everything down. Cause you must understand, that test right there, Satan and God looking at you through that mirror. So if you fail that test right there, you finna put yourself in a loop. And I just heard the Jesus thing when I was walking out the door. It said, put your trust in God. Trust or something about I know all the failure that you feel like that was a failure never came through. Make you not want to trust in God. Not me, because everything God told me, everything I asked God for, he gave it to me. That's what I keep telling folks. Everything I asked God for, he gave it to me. Everything you done asked God for, he gave it to you. You just didn't like the way it was packaged. You asked God for a Lamborghini, he gave you a Honda. You didn't like that. You blame God for it. You asked God for a model, he gave you a nerd. You didn't like that. but you asked for it. Then later on, years later, you see this nerd. You go out there and you find you a model. You go out there, you purchase you a model, and then blame God about the fact that that nerd wasn't no model. And then you build a relationship with that model, and she turned out to be the opposite of a model. And then after she turned out to be the opposite of a model, you go riding around, go to the gas station, and you see that nerd that look better than that model. See how that works? Think about this, y'all. Quit running so fast. Y'all moving too fast. You ever heard that song? Turn down for what? Well, it's time to turn down. Slow down a little bit. Pay attention. Some of y'all got family. Some of y'all already rich and got wives and husbands that y'all done had a whole family with. Then you want to get to your peak of your life and you want to divorce each other. For what? You done went through all that. You know the hardest part that even I thought to even get through when you in a relationship is the part to getting rich. How you gonna go through all that hell together to get rich? And then when you get rich, you don't want each other. That ain't never made no sense to me. I ain't never got that. That never made sense to me. You gonna have ups and downs, y'all. Y'all been together that long, you mean to tell me you can't deal with each other wrong? How you gonna be together that long and all of a sudden have a problem? No, what it is, you got all that money and somebody from a palace sent you $100 and you was head over heels for that. You ain't never think you could get nothing like that, even with money. And it throws you off. That's what that is. But think about it though, y'all. God always gave you everything you wanted. Think about it. Even when you was in a situation where you didn't have nobody to help you or nothing, you asked God for something and God gave it to you. You asked God, you said, God, I really do need a car so I can get to work. God gave you a scooter. You gotta work your way up. You gotta be thankful for what you're getting. When God, that's how my Father worked, y'all. And I promise you, if you actually be thankful when you do get something, when you finally be thankful when you get something, then greater things gonna automatically come. Greater things gonna automatically come. But yeah, I just heard God saying, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Because see, I ain't the only one that's supposed to have a lover coming. All the chosen ones supposed to have a lover coming. And I think now, since I've been alone for so long, I've been hearing other lovers going through the same cycles I was going through 2 years ago. I told God, I said, after the last one that supposed to came, I said, could you please mute that? And that's another reason why the IV could be off. I said, because I don't want to feel that no more. Because they got to take us apart. And when they take us apart, I can feel that. Y'all can feel it. You know what it feel like? Insects itching. That's what it feel like. Insects itching. Spider bites. I mean, spider something. Spider crawling or something. I don't know. It feel like insect itching. Yeah, insect itching. They taking you apart. Now, let me show y'all females and y'all males something real quick. If y'all been working y'all way up to something, and hopefully you ain't intoxicated and on no drugs and too drunk. But normally, when you make that particular mistake, you kind of sound-minded. Okay, now watch this. Let me show y'all something. When y'all go and sleep with whoever you finna sleep with, you know you ain't supposed to sleep with this person. You are on your way to a lover. You are on your way to a promised life. You are on your way to a gift from God. You know that. You know it in your heart of hearts. But right there, when you finna make that way through that door, somebody come and just blow you out of your ooh, and your friends be like, honey child, let me tell you what I do, honey child. See, the program is on then. Because when that person walked through that door with Satan. Satan cut that program on because God gave him the authority. You see that Job part? That ain't just for Job. That's for all of us. That's a trial and tribulation in the Ouroboros that we all have to go through. Now, let me show you a trick. Let me show you this. Let me show you this right here. Let me show you this right here. I'm gonna show y'all. I want all the women and all the men to listen to me and listen to me closely. When you sleep with this person, try your best not to get intoxicated. Yeah, you might have 2 shots because you fell off when you slept with them in the first place. But if you don't even have 2 shots, don't have no shots. Try your best to stand straight up. Try your best. When you sleep with, if you sleep with this person, try your best to stay sober and try your best to leave. Say, let me go, because you're going to feel like leaving anyway. He probably so sexy or she probably so sexy, you're going to want to stay, but leave anyway. Say, I got to go. Because in your conscience and your ego wants you to leave anyway. So listen to your ego and conscience, so leave. When you leave, if you can get out of there quick enough, you should feel your whole body itching. That same feeling, your significant other that you're supposed to be with is doing the same thing. They taking y'all apart. Now y'all got to go through that loop again. So see, it ain't that person that you're trying to get to that's actually going through a loop. I just proved to the whole world that you are going through a loop too, even if you could go out, even if you're not in no box. To me, we all in boxes, but even if you're not in no box, you are in a loop as well. Okay, what is your loop? What is my loop? You see my loop, I'm using me for an example. You see my loop, I ain't got nobody. And you see it, you notice it, and you done got used to it. Your loop is the fact that you can't get nobody. See the difference? And what I mean by that, you got somebody, but that's lust. They don't want you. That was a setup from hell. You want love though. You looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love. That's what you're doing. So they don't want you. So after they get through hurting you, you're gonna go through the site. You're gonna go to this person. You're gonna make love to this person. You're gonna already have your ego and your conscience, and all that gonna tell you right after you finally have sex with this person. Man, why did I have sex with this person? Even though this person is beautiful, fine, and rich, and everything else, for some reason you got doubt in your mind. That little increment of doubt, that little mustard seed of doubt, that's your sign that you screwed up royally. See, it's just like what I just told y'all about the itches back in the past. Everything on our body is bells and whistles. Every genale on our body is bells and whistles. You just got to pay attention to it. You got to be still. You got to move slower. That's all you got to do. So let me prove to you that you're in a loop. All right, you're going to go to this dude. You're going to call this dude. But what you don't know, that dude or that woman done call the palace. I'm just using the palace as an example. Done call the palace. And that palace done told them, that palace call was a follow-up call. Did you do it? Yes, I did it. I kind of feel bad. Hang up the phone, dial tone. Cause they the real pimp in there, right? Okay, the palace done already done checkmated. Did you do it? See, cause they all work. Like I said, it's a game we playing. What side of the chessboard is you on? You see what I'm saying? You see how that works? So okay, that person said, "Did you do it?" And she said what she said. So, okay, now, you keep calling this person. And that person finally pick up. I know, because I was in the game. I helped create blueprints. I'm telling y'all, like, yeah, little old me. I had Mandingos on my team. I know how this works. So, you keep calling. Palace gonna call Mandingo again. Did she hit you up? How many times she call you? Man, she getting on my nerves. She done call me 20 times. What y'all don't know is that Mandingo got a woman that he want, but she don't want him. That's the way that works. All right, now, everybody going backwards at this point. Everybody going in reverse at this point. Everybody doing the wrong thing at this point. But everybody but the Mandingo, because now Satan got the chess pieces. Satan is moving. It's Satan time to move. Okay? Because you failed the test. Okay, now, he finally picked up, and you like, oh, finally, you picked up, baby. Oh, let me tell you what happened. And his job now is he had to wait for you to call him. And now, this is just assumption, so don't take this to the bank. But he had to wait for you to call him at least 10 to 20 times. You done blow this phone up 10 to 20 times, believe it or not. And now he said, well, he have to sleep with you again. Because he know that's what you want anyway. But while you was calling him 10, 20 times, he was sleeping with who he wanted to sleep with. See what I'm saying? That's how it works. No matter how bad you think you are, everybody don't think you that bad. It's somebody for everybody. Okay? This is a game. Everything is a program. You better understand the game or you're going to keep losing. All right? Now, at this point, you done called this man 10, 20 times. You waited a couple of days to call him because you didn't want that man to think that you was already obsessed with him since she was so gorgeous. You didn't want that woman to think that you was already obsessed with her since she was so gorgeous. But how wrong were you are? Now, so he gonna say, you gonna say, yeah, I just wanted to see you, honey. He gonna say, well, come on over. And he gonna give you the, I know y'all mad at me for saying this. He gonna give you the thrill of your life. He gonna act like he was working. You gonna believe him, cause it's his job. And he gonna tell you, come on over, baby. Talk to me, tell me everything. And you gonna tell me, and yeah, honey, you gonna sleep with him again. Now this time, he gonna start falling back from you, cause by this time, your gift should be gone. The problem with this is that months done went by, probably days done went by, months done went by. That's the problem with that is. Days and months done probably went by. So, guess what? You on your way back to the gift, but you can't get back to the gift now because all this stuff is coming up. All these issues is coming up. Ancestors done left you. That other individual ancestors done left you. So the gifts you had from them ancestors, that right there fell off. Now you got to go back and get them gifts. So you going in this little loop again. So at this time, by this time, months done went by. And you praying to God, you praying, God, please, God, because by this point, you already know that dude or the woman don't want you. And you finally cut them off. And because if you done broke down and got on your knees, you done let the person go. You finally let the person go when you done got on your knees. Because you realize you got sucker punched again. See how that works? I'm born in these streets, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all y'all got money, y'all got all this going for yourself, and you trying to pick on little old me because you feel like I ain't crap. But what y'all don't know is what y'all are fighting for, what most women and most men today fight over is to be in the streets. Y'all ain't fighting over them lovers, y'all fighting over the game. Oh, I said something then. Y'all ain't fighting over them lovers, you fighting over the game. I said something then. You love that game. That game got you. That game got you hypnotized. So, anyway, you finally got on your knees, prayed to God. So by this time, and God opened the door for you. He crack a door for you. He crack a little window for you. And you gonna try to squeeze through the best way. You praying hard. You praying real hard. God, don't let it hide again. Lord, singing and dancing and everything. All right, and then you going through this process again, and you know what you got to do. God telling you what you got to do, and it's typically the same thing you had to do the first time. So you work your way up, you finally get to your point again. Well, guess what? The cycle got to come back around. So the cycle come back around. That means what? God gonna fade out. All of God energy gonna fade out for 24 hours, 42 hours. Gonna fade completely out. Gonna give Satan, Job gonna kick in. I keep telling y'all, Job is a tool. The Job gonna kick in. Boom, Job kick in. And that means what? Satan got complete and utter control over the power that you seen that God just had. So now you weak and vulnerable because you felt like you didn't feel God. You felt like God wasn't there. But what you don't know is God was just in the background. God relinquished control over to Satan so you could be tested again. Because my Father don't play. And guess what you did? Guess what you did? Satan sent Prince Charming right back around to you again. Satan sent Prince Charming right back around to you again. And this time it was a better one. This time he had purple eyes. You know what I'm saying? This time he had white hair. Solid Black, something you ain't never seen. They came out of heaven, and you went to this ballroom at the Palace, and you know what I'm saying? He was chilling right there, and he was set up just right and perfect. Got the nice car and everything, and he was a loner. I don't dare. Playing your song all of a sudden. I was saying, you call up to her, you was like, hey man, you like the same music I like. Oh, do I now? Do you now? Huh? Not knowing that they've been watching you anyway, just like you watching everybody else, because you do unto others, you won't done to yourself. The same way you've been watching me, somebody watching you. You see that? Because what I tell everybody, there's a molecule, there's a cell molecule in each one of us. A dis molecule in each one of us. Okay? I know, because I'm born in the game. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. I had to help restructure this stuff. What I mean by that is, when you do same routes, you tend to get busted if you do the same route. And you're going down, your crew going down, and everybody else going down with you. That's why you can't miss business with pleasure, because when you miss business with pleasure, you can't redo the blueprint. You got to have a straight head. That doggone boy. Y'all talking about, you too nice. No, I was getting robbed by my family. I wasn't never too nice. They was just robbing me. You can't do nothing with your own parents and shit, and your own neighborhood and everybody around you that's supposed to love you and help you. They robbing your ass. There ain't nothing you can do about it. You can say no all you want to. Police on their side and everything. That ain't got nothing to do with it. As you can see where I can structure up this blueprint just fine and dandy and format it, reformat it anytime I want to, I'm outstanding. Now, I can smile in your face, shake your hand, and you ain't gonna, if you a robbing man, if you a rapist man, and you a molestation man, and you trying to do business with me, I'ma still get all my money out of your hand without you even thinking about being able to get off on me, get down on me. You better know it. I'm gonna be one of the first people that you actually paid. You better know it. Because you don't win unless I give you something. You don't win unless I say yes to something. If I smile in your face and you chuckle and jive and you telling me a story and I'm telling you a story, that's all it is. It don't go no further than that. But if I say yes to you and I give you something because you chuckling and jiving with me, then you losing. See, y'all look at me on these cameras and say, yeah, he said, yeah, how am I guilty? You guilty because you laying up in the bed with him. I'm not guilty because I'm just warning them. I'm warning them respectfully. Did you do this? I like you, boy. I hope you ain't part of this mess right here. I like you, like everybody around you. Okay, bye. That's a lot better. Y'all better practice that and start doing it yourself. Cause that's an easy cutoff. That's called a knife in the spiritual. You got the knife at the thread. All right, that's your warning. But see, y'all doing things differently. Y'all going on here chucking and jiving with folks, and you go sit with your friend. Man, he's so sexy, honey. You know, this is just like the bachelor part. Not knowing God is watching you, and God ain't sent you no such a thing. So, now let me break it down. Now, let me tell you what's going on. And you think I'm in a loop, but you in a loop. You in a cycle as well. I just proved it. Because you on this dude right here, you never knew this dude, and you already know this dude probably your third dude, and you done had to go down the same road. And now you probably done messed up again. Gonna mess up again. And you gonna have to turn around and go all the way back around and go down the same strip that you just came from, start all the way over just to get back over there to the same damn road. You stuck in a cycle just like I am. You stuck in a box just like I am. Proof. It's all a game. It's all a program. But God gave me everything I wanted, y'all. I got everything. I'm living in my last dream. I just told y'all that. I wanted to save and help heal the world. I ain't had no dream to do all that. I'm born in money. I'm born wealthy. I go home. When I go back home to where I'm going back to, when I walk back into my kingdom, it's going to be people there. When I say I want to go see my Father God, when I walk up in there, his service going to be bowing down to me. I said something then. Master such and such is back home. Ooh, wee. I said something then, bro. Shit made me smile. I said something dead. Well, y'all kill me, or if I get, however I leave this world, I'm going back home to my Father in heaven. And when I go see my Father, I'm going straight to see my Father in Jesus Christ. When I walk into his castle, when I walk into their kingdom, his servants is going to bow down to me. Welcome home, such and such. Whew. Well, y'all didn't know it. You didn't hear it until I told it to you. You can't do nothing to me. I'm already royalty, baby. I'm tapped all the way in. When a woman do finally get to me, she gonna be just as blessed as I'm gonna be blessed with her, by her getting here. It ain't gonna be no blessing. It's gonna be blissfulness. Finally, you got here. Finally. Now we can move forward. Now we can build together. Now we can create together, because now our home is built on a mountain, which is on top of God. Now we can build and create together. Now we ain't got to worry about finding another bed. We ain't got to worry about arguing when the food ain't right. We ain't got to worry about arguing if the movie ain't right. We ain't got to worry about arguing if we don't want to have sex, because we are perfectly put and meshed together by God. Now we can create and build together. Now you can tell me your dreams, since I already done fulfilled all my dreams, and we can work on your dream together. If you want to work on your dream together, and if you don't want me to help you work on your dream, I can go on here and start me a new dream, and you can help me with my dream, or we can just build both of our dreams together. Either way it goes, it's going to be a whole new beginning. This is going to be something new for the world to see, because obviously my people haven't made it no farther than this. My people haven't got here yet, because we too busy going from bed to bed, bed to bed. Them are cycles. Them are loops. The only thing different between your cycle and my cycle, the only thing different between your box and my box, is that I choose to be celibate and by myself. You choose to share it with people, different people, in fact, over and over again. And you still don't realize that you're going to have to filter out their DNA before you can even move forward. So you carrying dead weight. Power moves. And let me show you what you do. We're going to fulfill a dream. We want a big dream. I'm talking about, I want to invest in something that they're going to make a deal with me saying, we're going to write you off $500 million. I want that 50 cent check. Give me $500 million. Create it right then and there. That's how good, I'm a genie in the bottle. We're going to create it right then and there. And me and you going to invest in that dream together. That's where the fun gonna be at. Because you know what? We're gonna have to travel to the patent company, talk to them about business. So we're gonna have to travel to the company to talk to them about business. So we're gonna rent out a penthouse while we stand up there to talk to them about business. And we're gonna go buy some clothes, and we're gonna put on a show when we get back to the penthouse while they talking about business, because that's gonna take about 3 to 4 days of business days. And we're gonna enjoy the scenery. We're gonna go out and enjoy the scenery. We're gonna come back home. We're gonna eat at restaurants we never heard of before. And we're gonna have a good time, chuckling and jiving. And we're gonna have sex through the whole thing. We're gonna make love through the whole thing. This ain't effing. Then after that, after we get through with that, we got a good long trip home to talk about the deal that they just made us, whether we want to go with it or not. And they probably gonna send us somewhere else to a whole nother city. So we're gonna be able to go home, rest for a little bit, and then we're gonna have to plan while we at home resting for a little bit, where we gonna stay the next time. Now from this point on, now in like, 10 days, we done went from New York City to Florida. We done went to Japan to France. We didn't know how to speak their English good. So we was over there making mistakes. And instead of arguing, me and you laughing because we already know me and you both is out of place. But we feeling good because we together. And we know at the end of the day, it ain't no mistakes. Now that's a relationship.